Hello friends, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to maybe a new series. We'll see. It's all about sourcing gorgeous papers for your mixed media junk journal creations. I'm Michelle Landry. I'm so happy you're here. If you're new, I'm a vintage loving, treasure hunting, mixed media journal maker, and I love to find paper and vintage items off the beaten path. Today, I am taking you to a in-person antique auction. I was very intimidated to go to these, and I'm so glad I did because they are fun. You can get amazing things for a great deal. You meet wonderful people, and I just want to demystify it, and if for the crafter and also for the reseller, because on both ends of the spectrum, you can make out amazing at in-person auctions. So I really got into paper and finding vintage paper in 2019, right before COVID hit. And I was going to estate sales and really enjoying myself. And then COVID hit in 2020 and everything shut down. So I never got to go to an in-person auction. I did a lot of online auctions, and I met a person who was local to me, Keith Bellew, and he taught me so much about paper and how to find paper, and he's been very generous to me in knowledge and sharing, and he runs his own auctions, and I never got to go to one of his until this year when he started up again. And the first auction I ever went to was I think it was in March of his, and yesterday I went to his second auction of the year, and I made out so amazing. So today I'm going to talk about what it's like to go to an auction, the tips you need to know, and then after we do the live part where I'm going to show you the actual auction itself, I'm going to do a haul, and I'm going to show you everything that I got, and I'm even going to tell you how much I paid for it. So, and how I'm going to make money from it and what I'm going to keep. So hopefully all of that, even though it's a lot of information, will help the crafter, will help the retail person who's thinking about buying paper or maybe getting into the business. And I hope that this is a video that you will enjoy and it'll just be fun to watch. So let's go to the auction. Live auctions have been going on forever in farms and in communities in the United States. In fact, I have memories of my dad going and buying the contents of barns, and I just love that we still have them in New England. Today we're heading to Milford, New Hampshire for an auction that my friend Keith runs several times a year. Each auction house has a different schedule, so you'll have to see what is happening around you and how often. So here I am sitting outside the VFW in Milford, New Hampshire, and I'm about to go into a live antique auction. It's important when you go to a live auction to make sure that they're a licensed auctioneer. That means that they have a license and they have been through business ethics and no protocols, and it's just a very professional situation. Keith usually calls his auction alone, but he has a guest auctioneer coming up today from Pennsylvania, Terry Maruca and her husband Kirk, who have a auction show online. This is only my second one. The first one I was not prepared. So I have today, let me zoom out, a bag, and in my bag I have a clipboard and pens because I've learned from last time you want to go early. They have a 2-hour preview where you get to walk around and look at all the auction lots, and you can take notes, and then you have time to sit down in your chair and kind of figure out what you're going to bid. So we're going to go in, I'm going to get a number, and then I'll start taking some video of some of the lots. A few other handy tips. You'll probably want to bring some water and a snack because they can go long. I'm here for a 2-hour preview, and then the auction is 2 hours. He'll do 200 lots in 2 hours, which is amazing. So I'll be here for 4 hours. You also want to check the amount, how you're going to pay. Some auction houses will only accept cash. Some will do cash and checks, and some will do credit cards, but you should have plenty of money and know how you're going to pay before you go inside. It was a mistake I made last time. I did not realize I had to have cash. So just a little handy tips before we start. So the auction starts at 2, but they open the doors at noon, and you can preview the items. So anything that can fit in a flat like banana box or like a paper box like this, a cardboard box, they would put the sticker with the lot number on the end, and then you can flip through and look at each lot. I'm particularly interested in those prints I just flipped through, but this lot also comes with a big stack of engravings, which I'm not too interested in, but I'll write it down. Here's a scale. This is like a standalone item. You can see the number 186. That means that was the lot number. And again, the tables are just full of items for you to look at. Here's a box lot of cigarette cards, but also I've never seen these long ones before, like these tea cards. This is for Thai food tea, and I loved that little graphic of the pen on the back. There is all sorts of lots, like this little metal drawer container or little drawer set, and it's filled with all sorts of little treasures and smalls. So it's really fun to look through. I mean, the variety at these auctions is pretty amazing. This is a book plate collection book, which is so interesting that people used to collect book plates. And you can see this book isn't full, but there are some in here, and I think it's kind of neat. I wonder if people used to swap them with each other. It's amazing how many things that people used to collect. And I really like this lot. It's kind of cute. There were beautiful lots of almanacs. I didn't take video, but how gorgeous is that dog cover? And then, yes, Victorian scrap. I bid on this, but I did not get it. It was pretty tatty, but there were a lot of beautiful pieces in it, and it was something I would have liked, but that's okay. Here are, I think they're called magic lantern slides. And I'm just looking at them up to the light. They're pretty cool. And more match books and boxes than I've ever seen in my life in one lot. I think Keith said there were like 10,000 in this box. Nutty. This lot featured a bunch of like vanity items like combs and pill boxes. But then this little tiny container had playing cards in it, and that was really adorable. I wonder if I'll bid on that. I guess you'll have to find out and see. But this is what lots are like. You might be interested in 2 or 3 things, and then all of a sudden you got to take the whole box. And this is what it looks like. You can see like all around the edge is where all the lots are. They're on both sides of the room, and then in the center are the chairs. And you sit and you get a number, and my number today is 10, and there's my clipboard with all my notes. I really didn't expect that I'd have as many things on my list that I wanted to bid for, so let's see what I win.
We're in like about 2 hours. Everything's sold as is, where is. We try to describe things as best as possible. We charge a 12% buyer's premium. We accept cash and good check. I know somebody asked me about bad checks and runners and my employees to bid. They're bidding on their own behalf. They pay the buyer premium like everybody else. Newer ones in there, some miscellaneous. Some superheroes is probably a couple hundred. Start that off at 25 and go on the comic books. Anybody want the box of comic books for 25? How about $10 to go to start? I get 10 in the back, 15, 10 to 15. Anybody else? 15's in, 20, 25? 25 here? 30, 35, 40, 45. I got 40 in the back with 45, 40 with 45. Anybody else? Sold 40 to number 23 purses. Anybody need some purse?
Going out.
10 to go, how about 5 to go? Anybody want $5 for a thing of purses? I got 5 here, 7.5, 10, 12.5. I got 10, yep, 12.5, 15. I got 12.5 for 15. Anybody else? 15's in, 17.5. I got 15, look for 17.5. Anybody else? Sold $15. I got 25 here, look for 30. 25, look for 30's in, 35, 40, 45. I got 40, look for 45. 40, look for 45. Anybody else? Sold. They came with this here. Other kitchen lighting and some other type of crystals, some other miscellaneous household stuff. We'll start that off at 20 and go.
Back to the street.
Anybody want? I know. Back to. Anybody want to go $20 on the kitchen lot or the household lot? $10 and go. I got 10 here. Look, 15.
We'll also do these.
Anybody else? Sold. $10 and 13. Both are fine. We have an absentee bid of 30. I'm looking for 35. 35. 45, 50. I got 45. I'm looking for 50. 45, 50's in. 55, 60, 70. I got 60. Look for 70. 60. Look for 70. Anybody else want to get in? It's a great mannequin. Sold 60 to number 30. 60 to number 30. Wow. 25 on the jewelry. $100 one time on the jewelry. Anybody interested?
75. I had $70. Would you get 75? I have 75 now. 80. $75 bid now. 80.
Yeah.
I have $80 bid now. 85. $8 bid now. 85. 55. $8. Would you give 85? Sold. $80 bidder number 11. $80 bidder number 11. Looks like a firkin and another kind of cheese box, perhaps.
Lot number 168, 4 pieces.
168. You get all 4 of these wood pieces. How about 40? 30. Let's go $10. We can get 10 for all 4 pieces. $10.
Go over here.
$10. I have 10 here, right? 10, 15, 15, 20, 25. I have $20 over here. Would you get 25? I have 25 now. 30. 4 pieces here. 25, 30. $30. Would you get 40? I have $35. Would you get 40? 35. Would you get 40? So $35 bidder number 6.
Does anybody want to go $5 on? No, these already came from her house. She wants to go on.
In the back. In the
I got 5 in the way back, like we're 7.5. 5, like we're 7.5. Anybody else? So, 81. Number 81. We have sterling bracelet, and necklace, and earrings.
Once the paper lots were done, I tried to check out a little bit early so I didn't get caught up in the line. They had already recorded everything I purchased, and checkout was so easy. Do you like this video so far? I hope you do. Please give me a like. I'd love for you to subscribe. Now let's get on to the haul. What did I end up bidding on? Let's see. Okay, so it's the next day and I want to unpack some of my treasures. One of the things that I'm going to talk about today is something I don't generally talk about, which is price point, but I think it's important if people are considering going to an auction for whatever reason that you kind of understand what I purchase these for, what the potential of purchasing them for is. At an auction, it's all about who's in the room. So if you have someone in the room who wants the same thing as you, you're going to pay more. If you're all alone in that room, you're going to pay less. So a lot of it is variables. One of the things I do is in that period where I walk around the room and I take notes on what I want. For me, what I do is I already have an idea of the most that I would pay for that item. And I don't bid above that unless it's something I truly, truly love. And then I have items that maybe aren't on the top of my list, but if no one's really bidding on them, I will bid on them if I know that I could turn them around and make some money, or I could use some for crafts and then also sell them. So I'm there for my crafts, but I'm also there if I could resell it at some point and make some money, then I know that I would bid on something like that. So the lot that I spent the most on was this game lot. and I believe I spent $35 on it. Let me see the other pieces and parts that were in there. Okay, I'm gonna put this aside. I have not looked these up on eBay, but I am sure that this and this one go for at least $10. And I knew that going in that these would be probably that price. This box I think is absolutely stunning, and I think I'm gonna actually hang it on the wall. The bottom pieces come unglued, so if I show you, if I open it, it's gonna go all over the table. But see how it's almost the way the frame of the box. See, it's just like this. I could hang this, and I just think it's really pretty. It's very Victorian, and I love that it says portraits on it. I love it, and this is actually going to be hung on my wall. And then inside, it's a card game, and I've actually have an author's card game. I probably based on this from Whitman. That's tiny, tiny cards. This is the original game, and the cards are in new condition, which is amazing because I don't know the year of this game, but I'm guessing it's fairly early with the way that box looks. This box looks like it's turn of the century, so I'd have to look it up. But look how beautiful these cards are. They're absolutely awesome for junk journals. And this is something that I would have a really hard time once I go through this. If this is complete, I don't know if I could use these in junk journals, because if it's a complete game, I don't think I would want to, but I might scan it and then be able to use the cards and just cut them out as a digital. They're just really beautiful. I love that it has, you know, what their famous book is. A lot of these are very, very old, these authors. And the back of the card is really pretty. If I get a date on this, I will throw it on the screen, but I'm really happy with this. I would have paid probably in a store, I would have easily paid $10 or $15 for this because I just love the box so much. And I have a little collection of vintage games. Then this one here, I really did buy for the box. It's got some beautiful gold paint. I love the patriotic feel of it. Has a lovely box that opens. And inside are cards from all over the world. And like this tells you the date right now, right there, because Siam isn't even a country anymore. And just beautiful, beautiful cards. Again, really fun in a junk journal. And I'll have to see if I can get a date on this. All the little circles. This is something that I don't really think is that valuable. I would have paid $10 or $12 in a store for this. So right here, I would have paid close to $20-something for that anyway. So I was feeling pretty good about bidding $35 on this. And then this is a stamp. I don't think this is complete because you wouldn't have this tiny amount with this box, but I think it's cute. And it shows actual stamps on it. And because this isn't complete and how colorful they are, I will definitely use these in junk journals. I think this is really fun. So even if, let's say, I would have paid $5 for this, maybe $15 for this, and I would have paid $10, that's almost $30 right there that I would have paid retail for that. So I felt comfortable, and I'm pretty sure I can resell these too. Now I'm kind of getting into pin backs for resale, and this collection was part of this. And these are all fraternal pin backs from 1896, and those are like fraternal clubs. And I just loved the graphics, and I'm wondering if I can either photograph them. I don't know if I can scan them. These would make super fun embellishments for junk journals and could be easily made into buttons. This one I love. I love the Oddfellow's eye. I think that's so fun with like a curiosity kind of a look. So all of these This is the Elks. How awesome is that? These are all like convention buttons and from late 1800s. And look how many I got. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19, 21. So even if I sold these at $1 or $2 a piece, I would make my money back. Now, it would take some time, but it's definitely something I could sell at a flea market. I figured this was a very good investment. This isn't something that I would probably use in a junk journal. This is something I would scan and use the imagery and then try to resell. So I always look for an element in my auctions when I'm, like when I'm buying something at a flea market, or in the case of the auction yesterday, I try to find something that I can use in my junk journals, and then something that's in the lot that I can sell to help pay for the lot. So, and truth be told, there was another item in this lot that I didn't even realize was in the lot. And the man sitting next to me said it was the only item that he actually wanted the lot for. And he ended up buying it from me. So I ended up paying $25 for this lot and not $35, because he bought one of the items for $10. So I think I am very excited about this score. Now, one of the things I want to mention to you about live auctions is there is a buyer's premium. A buyer's premium is like a service charge that gets added on to the total of what you bought. And every auction house is different, and you really need to look at that. So yesterday's auction was 12%. So 12% of $35 is what, like $3.60 or something like that, just under $4 or whatever. So if I paid $35, add that on, I'm closer to $40 on that. So you have to be very, very mindful of that when you're bidding, because you don't want to surprise. You don't want to go to your absolute edge of what you're bidding and then have a high buyer's premium and go way over and then be, like, oh my gosh, look how much I spent. So this was the most expensive lot I bought for the day. And I'm super excited to have it. Everything in it I will either keep for my own collection, use as art, scan, and then I will sell the pin backs. So really nice lot. Okay, friends, this was the first lot that I showed you in the video, and nobody wanted it. Literally nobody wanted it but me. So I got the entire lot for $10, and I am so excited about it, because this wasn't my top lot, but there were a couple things in here that I wanted for my wall at home, and I figured the rest I can sell or bring to a flea market and try to sell myself. I didn't even really look through this, and I love it. So just in case you want to look for it, these are bird prints by Arthur Singer for American Home in 1977. These are not part of it. And they're printed on this beautiful linen paper. And what I really love about them, I don't know if you can see it, but the artwork is stunning. And what they include is the bird, and then flowers that the bird eats. And then I'm not entirely sure why, but a lot of flowers that complement. I don't know if it has something to do with the bird. At first I thought it was, maybe where the bird is from. Maybe it's a flower from every state that the bird goes to, but I know I have them here in New Hampshire. But this has like the wild rose in Iowa, the lady slipper in Minnesota, the violet in New Jersey, and the rhododendron in Washington. It is a really stunning, beautiful thing to frame. And this is the bluebird. We have bluebirds at my house too. What I really love is these are the birds that come to my feeder. And the artwork is just stunning. This one is pheasants and bobwhites. I do not see those. The cardinal one, oh, it has my heart. It's so beautiful. And I love cardinals, and they're a big part of our backyard. And then the robin, I absolutely adore with the nest. And this tree is just stunning. We have a tree like this in our neighborhood that is just lovely. So I just love this artwork. It's lovely. And then this is I think it's the, is it a mockingbird? Yes, it's a mockingbird. So, and then it lists the states that it's profiling in the foliage, the fauna. This is a meadowlark. I do not get meadowlarks. And then there was a Baltimore Oriole. Oh, there it is, because I do get them too. How beautiful is this? So these, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 prints. I will probably frame 2 or 3 of these for my wall. And that is an amazing deal as it is for $10. Like, that's what I paid for this lot, $10. Crazy. And then these are Audubon, I think. They're very shiny. They're fine, but nothing I'm really interested in. I would bring those probably to a flea market, put them in plastic and sell them. So that was the first part of this $10 lot. Then there were, this is my favorite engraving. That's why I've pulled it. Look at that amazing image. I will probably frame that for my studio. So then all of these engravings came with this, and they're really not my cup of tea. They're absolutely beautiful. Look at this history of the United States. I don't know if it'll have a date on the inside, probably not. Somebody went in and took out all the engravings, and I don't know if you can tell, but the detail on these engravings are incredible. They are all battle scenes and historical things. I can appreciate them, but they're really not for me. Somebody cut them all out of the book because people used to frame them, and they are somewhat valuable in the sense that the way that they're done is so incredibly detailed and wonderful. But I will just try to sell them as a lot somewhere, maybe at a flea market or something. There may be a few that I remove, like this Queen Elizabeth. Look how stunning she is. Just absolutely beautiful with the way that that's done. But, you know, and Joan of Arc, here's Joan of Arc. I'm going to go through. Maybe there'll be a few that I'll keep, but for the most part, I don't think I'll be keeping these. They just came with a lot. And again, hopefully I'll make back my money just selling that grouping. So that's always the key, right? Is trying to make back your money on the thing that's in the lot that you don't really care about. So this is why I bought the lot, because I'm a big fan of the art of ornament, which is, you know, there's been several books from the 1800s which go into ornament and the type of ornaments in the world and in history, but I had never seen this one before. It's by F. Edward Hulme. I'm not saying that right, probably Hulme. And when I looked it up after I got home, the book was from the 1850s. So I'm hoping that these pages were cut from, I got this weird shadow. Let me see if I can get rid of this shadow. Okay. I'm hoping that these plates were cut from the book from the 1850s. And they profile a flower. And they identify the flower. And then the 2 flowers here, this is a geranium and this is a linum flavum. And they show how the color schemes of the flower, as well as the shape, inspired ornaments in history and ornaments and decoration like in the world. I think it's incredible and really fun. And I love that it shows ornament with the flowers. And there's 1, 2, this is my favorite, 3, no, this is my favorite, 4, look at the detail, 5, 6. There's 6 of these prints already matted and under plastic. So all I need to do is go to Michael's and get a frame. And then I have really interesting artwork for my walls that you don't get just like at Kohl's or Home Goods or Marshall's. Like, this is like real stuff. This, if this is a plate from the book, which I'll know more once I take the plastic out, I could have something from my wall that's an antique, that's beautiful, and I will have paid pennies for this, and then whatever the frame is, and they go on sale all the time, and this is a standard size, I'm sure. So it's a really easy way to get art for your home. Go to these auctions, see if there's like a lot that has prints. There was a lot of art sold yesterday, and I just love this. It's different, it's cool, it's vintage, it's botanical, and I paid $10 for the entire box. I mean, that's just incredible. This was such a buy, and I was thrilled to walk away with it. Okay, I have 2 more lots that kind of got mixed together, but I'm really excited to show you some of the things from them. One of the lots is a bunch of theater programs from the turn of the century, like 1900, and the other one is a travel lot, or that's what they considered it, a travel lot. Sometimes if you hang around to the end of the auction, if there's less people there, you have a better chance of winning it at a lesser charge than at the beginning when there's so many people at the auction. And I will say that the auction atmosphere is so much fun. It's so much fun to bid. I bid on a whole bunch of things I didn't win, and that's totally okay. You got to try, you know, it's not intimidating. I would say if there's a local auction near you, go the first time and just watch. See how much things sell for. There was a grandmother and her grandchild who came sort of halfway through the auction, and they ended up buying a bunch of fun things really inexpensively, and they had a ball. So there's all kinds of people there. When I first showed up, I wasn't sure, you know, whether or not I would feel out of my element, but just watching, it's really fun. And you can see who's in the room and what they're buying. Some people were buying stamps, some people were buying furniture. So you're not necessarily competing with everybody in the room. You're only competing with the people who want the same things you do. And if they've bought a bunch of lots, they may run out of money, and then you may end up with a deal. So if something was being thrown up there for just a little bit of money, I bid on it and hoping I'd get a deal. And if I was outbid, that's fine. I'm happy that the auction house got a decent amount, and I'm really happy for my friend Keith, who puts on amazing auctions. So let me get to this. This is the theater lot. What I really loved about this were the Art Deco, the really beautiful Art Deco designs. And this lot, the quality of this lot, this paper, even though it is old, I feel like the person went to the play and then immediately stored it properly. This is like crisp and beautiful. And I don't know if this is somebody's signature, an actor, actress, or whether or not they were just writing a note to themselves, but I absolutely love this image, and I'm going to be scanning these because inside are beautiful ads. Beautiful graphics and the size is a really cool size. When you see advertising in magazines, a lot of times it's so big and hard to scan, but this is really, really small and sweet, and the advertisements are different than what you would see in a magazine, and I think they're really cool. Look at that trunk that you would go on a cruise, or you know, when you would take a holiday. And of course, the people at this theater must have been maybe upper class, so they're kind of, the ads are trying to you know, cater to them. Look at this. The crowd goes to Hung Fong Lo Company, Chinese and American restaurant on Van Buren Street. It's also a wonderful way to look at history in an area like in Chicago. This one went with, I can't read the name, February 29th, 1908. That's a beautiful cover, beautiful Art Deco. Oh, that's really, I forget who that artist is. If my friend Keith is watching, he's probably yelling it at the screen right now because he knows. Maybe some of you guys know. Look at that wonderful, the baths in, where are we? 6th Avenue. So this is New York City. Must be a public bath. And then the Hippodrome. Oh my gosh, that's a great ad for the Hippodrome. I have some postcards for that. So again, these vintage theater programs have great advertising, great content. They're terrific size. And just look at the diagram for the theater would look beautiful in a junk journal. So really excited. Here's a Hippodrome. This one is in a different language. I think this actually came from the travel lot and I just moved it over. I love the actors in there. Look how fabulous she is. Look at that jewelry. Oh my gosh, she's fabulous. So this is French. So this is a French program and it's got really great graphics that I would love to scan. Fabulous. This was in plastic. So this one has a little information on it. This is a print. This is another French program. Love this. And it has great pictures. Look at those wonderful pictures. Great French ads. This was from the travel lot, and I just combined it with the theater program so that I know where it is. And this whole theater program lot, I think I got for $15, I think. Then with the premium, so around 20. But each one of these programs at a flea market would probably be $5 or $10. At an antique store, probably more. So I easily got a fabulous deal. These are in amazing, amazing condition. Look at the Art Deco on this, the light green with the black. Just wonderful. And this says Boston, so this must have been, yeah, this must have been Boston, which is wonderful because this is close to where I am. The Ocean House in Swampscott, Massachusetts. That's really cool. I'm going to have to look more into this. This is some great advertising. This is a beautiful piece. Absolutely beautiful piece. I didn't realize that they had Turkish baths in Boston. How fun is that? Just love it. Everything about this, the Boston history, love this piece. And this one's the Garden Theater in New York. Again, beautiful. This one, caught my heart right here. And I will say that there was a similar lot of programs that actually had just a couple more than this one that went closer to $50 earlier in the auction. So a lot of it too has to do with when it comes up in the auction. Oh, look at that image. So I'm just gonna, a lot of them are the same, but they're just so beautiful. The Art Deco, I will cherish these. I will probably not resell these. These will be a part of my personal collection because the graphics are just so stunning. And the history, and I love things like this. Look at this one. Oh, I just absolutely adore that. But this was the piece. This was the piece that I was like, I need to have. 1896. It is from Springfield, Mass, which is not that far from me. The artwork is amazing. It's put together with this beautiful cord, and it has pictures. And look at the people that are in the play are all pictured. It's a souvenir, but it is so early and so beautiful, and I just absolutely adore it. So this was an absolute wonderful buy. I am going to cherish this. I'm going to scan a lot of this. So really, really, really happy with that. Okay, this is going to be a very, very long video if I don't hurry up. So this is the last lot I got. This is the travel lot. I bought it for this right here. And I think I ended up getting this for $10. $10 or $15. Again, if you think about it, with what we buy for $10 or $15 in our craft supplies, this is such a good deal. There is so much here. And again, going to an auction, you see this and you think, okay, maybe there are a few pieces that I really want for my personal life, and then you sell the rest on eBay or Etsy and make back the money on your lot. So it can become very, very efficient, because you can then scan some of that stuff and let it go. So this is a souvenir book from a cruise line or a boat, whatever they used to call those, the big holiday, you'd go on a big steamer ship somewhere. This is from Germany. It's a souvenir book from that. And inside, everything about this book is amazing, from the colors and the graphics to the gold end papers. This is the captain of the ship. I don't know when they sailed. It looks like 99, so perhaps 1899, but I'm not sure. It could be September 91. It could look like 991, which could be 1891. So I'm certain this is before 1900, and it is just beautiful. And inside there's, all sorts of things I can't read because it's in German. This one's in English. It says where all of the ship lines go to. This is in English. Hints to passengers. This is where they sail. All of this stuff. And then there's beautiful ads inside. This black and orange, which is really cool. And I just dinged it. Green here. I'm not going to resell this, so it's fine. Not fine, but I mean, it's fine. And then just these beautiful ads, absolutely beautiful ads in graphics that I will definitely be scanning because they're just amazing. But wait till you see what's in the center and why I wanted to buy it. I wanted to buy it because in the center is this advertisement for chocolate. And tell me how stunning that is. It is just the most stunning chocolate ads ever. And then there's these places here for notes, I'm guessing. I don't know how much I would have paid for this, but this was just the center thing that I wanted. This was why I wanted the lot. And then inside are all sorts of little things, just surprises. And this, I don't know what this is. I have to look into it. It's like a little game, or maybe it was on a table. Really cute. This is a card from Land to Land. So setting sail, I guess, from the United States to England. Just beautiful. I'll get to that afterwards. And then there's just really wonderful travel pieces and things from early 1900. This right here, a bride's story, a package of postcards and a wireless, a bride's story. And look at the writing and the pictures. This is so right up our junk journal world. I can't even look at. It's just amazing. It's like a little story. It's a journal of, I guess, a honeymoon. I'm going to have to read it, from 1907. It's just beautiful. This and this right here, two favorite pieces so far. And then there's gorgeous ads from Italy. There's a blotter. This is a view book from, I don't know, Spanish, maybe Spain, Azores, I'm not sure. This is Fiji. This is a ship line with the dinner and the musical program. How exciting is that? 1928. This is a book from the Caribbean. The colors in here are amazing. I'm going to put this at like the 1920s. The imagery and everything in here is amazing. This ad is for the cruise line in 1909. How fabulous is that? This is a Mediterranean cruise in the 1930s. This, look at the steamship. This is just amazing. And this is the cabin passengers list from 1907, September 14th. These are the people that were on this is the souvenir sailing from New York to Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Curacao, and Venezuela. How amazing is that, that you got this little program, and envelope for mailing these lists is furnished on application to the purser. It's just beautiful. Look at that. And that probably was the boat. And then this is a little thing from Bermuda. It's a little ad for a watch and clock place. And it has, well, this was the conversion of English shillings and dollars and cents and dollars to sterling. So just beautiful. I love that. Look at the little, oh, it's so adorable. Like, these are the kinds of things that I'll keep because they're so amazing. And these are things, this is a Cruise of the Orient. Same thing on Pleasure Cruises. Whoever owned this stuff went on some amazing trips in the 20s. This is 1926. And again, that's a passenger list. Just amazing. This is Barcelona from 1929. This is, you know, some kind of ad. This is a bus tour. So it's going to have all sorts of, this is England, Wellington suburbs. It's a map. That's just great. The Myers Inn. There's all sorts of little things that were thrown in. Ads, paper money, not real money, like fun money. This is Nassau, Bahamas. And then there's just some weird things in here that I will resell. Like, this is a patents book. And there's some more touristy stuff. This is a little World War II sticker book for war stamps, and the person filled it. It's got all the planes. So this might be something I can throw on eBay. This is stuff I can throw on eBay. This is Nassau, Bahamas. This is New Zealand. How fun is this souvenir to New Zealand? I think it's really cool and not something I would ever find. So maybe I would keep this. Maybe I would resell it. And then there's some really strange things at the bottom of this travel lot. And these are all things that are really cool, but that I would resell. So this is a house paint brochure from the 50s, and it still has the paint chips in it. Very collectible, mid-century modern piece. This is the history of the sea sponge, which is really strange, but kind of a cool little piece with the mermaid. A steel cabinet catalog, which maybe doesn't seem like something our people would like, but something I could sell on eBay to a hunter or somebody who collects mid-century modern. This is all metal cabinetry that was used in kitchens. So, you know, these kinds of catalogs can be very collectible. And then a bunch of things for football and baseball schedules from the 50s, which I think would go great on eBay, as well as this piece, you know, that has to do with the war. You know, there's more football. This is more World War I and World War II. This is this amazing, like, souvenir, like newsletter almost, little magazine, like a view book or a yearbook for the people that were on the USS Connecticut, including the boxers that were on, you know, and it's just a neat little piece to throw up. So as you can see, there's a bunch of things. Oh, and this is cute. This is all rubber shoes. These are rubbers, right? Galoshes from 1911 in Boston. Terrific advertising, and just love this little catalog. So this right here, all of these things would be very easy for me to throw up on eBay, and I might be able to make back a good portion of the money that I spent yesterday at auction. So the thing is like, if you went to let's say a flea market, or you went to an antique place, you're just going to buy the things you want. But when you go to an auction, you get a lot of things that maybe are thrown in that you don't want, and then you can use that to recoup your investment. This is a bride book from the 50s, and it's not been filled out. It was probably a gift, and it has just so much fun content and pictures. Definitely something I could resell, and it is in just beautiful, excellent shape. And then this little tiny booklet from the 1898. It's a little calendar, and I will add this to my mini book collection because it is amazing. So just amazing things at this auction yesterday. Look up around you, look on Facebook, look online, type in live antique auctions, see if you can figure it out. I am going to also put in the box below Keith's information. Keith does live auctions in New Hampshire that if you're local, you could absolutely go to. His next one is in August of 2023. But he also runs an ephemera page on Facebook that sells ephemera all the time. He sells it, but other people also sell on the page. And he has some online Facebook auctions where he sells paper of this quality to anybody in the country live. So I will put his information below. Keith Bellew, you have been a mentor to me. I absolutely adore you and your mom. And I appreciate your friendship in letting me film a little bit yesterday so that I can show other people about this. And look up Terry and Kirk Maruca. They have their own Facebook auctions every single week, several times a week. They source paper from all over. They're in Pennsylvania, but they source all the way up and down the East Coast. And they sell a lot to junk journalers and scrappers. So I will put their information below as well. Terry was the other auction caller that you saw today in the pink, and Kirk was next to her. For those of you who follow them, you get to see them in person in this video. So that was really exciting. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I know this was a long video, but I think it's important for people when you first start the junk journal journey or crafting journal journey with vintage papers. You see people use things, and I used to wonder how to source them. And this is how you source them. You go to auctions and buy more than you need for a cheap amount of money, and then you sell some, you use some, you make contacts with people in the business. If you enjoy it. I absolutely love finding things, going on the hunt, meeting people, going to auctions, experiencing things, and seeing all these beautiful old things in the wild, even if I don't come home with them. So I hope if that's something you love too, try an auction. I don't think you'll be sorry. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was informative and fun. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Terry. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.